Jai Hind everyone, I am Ankita Sharma. I work here as an assistant professor in EC department at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. So today we are here to cover our complex topic number 2, that is career sense multiple access of subject data communication networks under the subject code BEC 062. So before further going for career sense multiple access, what is multiple access actually? So broadcast links which are used in LAN consists of multiple sending and receiving nodes that are used to connect through a single link and shared. So for example, here Ethernet. These are few examples of multiple access. Ethernet. This is WaveLAN and satellites. So these are few examples where a single link is shared between the nodes. So when we talk about the data link layer, as career sense multiple access comes under the data link layer, it has main two functionalities. One is data link control, that is link layer control, that is LLC, and multiple access control, which is MAC, which is generally called as MAC layer. So in MAC layer, the multiple access techniques are covered, which are responsible for framing, like it is responsible for framing for MAC address and multiple access control techniques also. We will be covering all these things here. So first of all, what is a multiple access actually? So when the problem is that when we are having two or more nodes that transmit at the same time and the frames collide. And what happens when the frame is colliding with the other frame? That particular bandwidth of that link is wasted and not a single data is transmitted from one system to another system. So means all the bandwidth is wasted. So to overcome this, we have to coordinate the access of multiple sending and receiving so that the bandwidth and the link is not wasted and we can send the data through the shared link as well without colliding the data. The solution is we need a protocol here. What are the protocols? Protocols is generally a rules and regulations which are adopted by some governing authorities. So we need a protocol here, a set of rules and regulations which will coordinate the transmission of the data through the active nodes. So what will happen after that? When the data transmission is coordinated, then only the system which is assigned to send the data will be able to send data, not random data will be sent through multiple devices, which will help in saving the link bandwidth also and the time also. So these protocols are called medium or multiple access control protocols, which are famously known as MAC protocols, because they are a part of MAC layer. And these protocols belong to a sublayer of data link layer, which is MAC layer, that is medium access control layer. Medium access control layer having some protocols. These protocols are known as MAC protocols, medium access control protocols, or medium access protocols also. So now what are our expectations from multiple access protocols? What is the expectations? So the main task is to minimize the collision. When A is transmitting the data to D, the system have to make sure, the protocol have to make sure that B and C systems will not transmit at the same time at which station A has transmitted the data, so that no collision will be there. So determining when a station can use the link. Next, what a station should do when the link is busy. Suppose the link is busy now, what B and C will do when A is busy in sending the data and D is busy in receiving the data. What the station should do when it is involved in collision. Suppose A has transmitted data to D. We can see this through a diagram also here. This is a link A, B, C and D. A wants to send a data to D. What will B and C do at that time? This will be assigned by MAC. If A is transmitting some data to D, this channel is busy at that time, but B also sends some data at that time. What will happen? Here, collision will occur. So this is a taxonomy for multiple access protocols that are used. First one is random access protocol. Next is controlled access protocols. And third is channelization protocols. In random access protocols, these few protocols are there: Aloha, CSMA collision detection, CSMA collision avoidance. In controlled access, we are having reservation, polling, token passing, and in channelization, we are having FDMA, TDMA, CDMA, frequency division, time division, and code division multiple access. Today, we are going to cover the topic CSMA out of random access protocol, as this is a very important topic which generally comes in exams. CSMA is carrier sense multiple access. Now actually what will happen? What is the carrier? The link is the carrier. The link will be sensed. So carrier sense multiple access is CSMA. It is used to improve the performance. Here it will avoid the transmissions which cause collisions. Next, it is based on the fact that the LAN propagation time will be very small. A very small time is given here. If one frame is sent by a station, all the stations will immediately know that something is going through this link or channel. The other stations will resist to transfer the data at the very same time so that the collision does not occur. So if a frame was sent by a station, all stations knows immediately, so they can wait before start sending. For example, a station with frames to be sent should sense the medium. Now what will happen? A wants to send data to B. It will sense the channel. Sense the channel means just like sense before transmit, or we can say we use that proverb, listen before talk. So when the stations will transmit the data, before that they will sense the channel. They will sense is the channel is vacant or busy. Depending upon that, the stations will start sending the data. This can reduce the possibility of collision for sure, because if the stations will sense the channel, they will not send the data if that particular channel is busy at that time. And that can be eliminated. The collision can be eliminated very easily. So what happens here? We can take an example. I am having multiple stations here. A, B till Z. I am having 26 stations just in an alphabetical order. What happens? This is A's frame. A has sent some frame. At that very same time, Z has also sent some frame. So A needs T1 to T5 time. Suppose A needs 5 seconds to transfer this frame from sender to receiver, and Z needs 3 seconds. But Z is unaware that the channel is busy because A is sending the data to some other station and Z also starts sending the frame. What will happen? The data will collide with each other. Here it is collision. For example, we are going on a one way and only one car can move in one direction. And just like the train on the same tracks, if two trains come on a same track from both the directions, what will happen? It will collide. But if the station master just puts some message, or the railway driver of the train just checks whether that particular railway track is busy or vacant, only then they will run the train, then the collision will not occur. Here also, if A is sending something and Z has sensed the channel before sending the frame, what would have been the scenario? The collision must have been avoided at that time. If Z ने पहले देखा होता तो collision नहीं होता. So this is the maximum propagation time which is given here, which is vulnerable time. A ने sense किया here, B senses here that this is busy, C senses here that the channel is busy, and D is also sensing that the channel is busy. So A has sent the frame easily without the collision. Now there are simple different types of protocols that are used by CSMA, which we called as CSMA protocols. So CSMA protocols generally determines few things. One, what a station should do when the medium is idle. When the station sees that the medium, the channel is idle, is free, what the station should do. Second thing, what a station should do when the channel is busy. So there are two scenarios for a channel. One, the channel is busy. Second, the channel is not busy. At these two conditions, how the stations will behave. So the stations can do these three tasks, or these three CSMA protocols are to be followed. One is non-persistent CSMA, one persistent CSMA, and P persistent CSMA. Non-persistent is also known as zero persistent CSMA. One persistent, non-persistent, P is for probability. Here P defines probability. So first of all, non-persistent CSMA. What happens when the medium is idle, the channel is idle, it is not busy, it will transmit. Station A has seen that, suppose there are 4 stations, 1, 2, 3 and 4, A, B, C, D. A wants to send something and it has seen that the channel is free. It will transmit the data to whichever station it wants to transmit. One thing is this. Second thing, if the medium is busy, suppose same scenario, A wants to send something, but here B is using the channel. What will happen? A will back off. A will back off and wait for the channel to be free. And it will back off and it will wait for a random amount of time. For example, it will wait for 5 seconds and after 5 seconds, it will check, is there any possibility to send the data? Is the channel free? Still the channel is busy. It will wait for another random amount of time. Suppose this time A is waiting for 20 seconds. So the timing of the wait period will be random here. So that is why this is non-persistent. So non-persistent stations generally are differential. They will respect each other. They will wait. Suppose a teacher is busy with a student in a conversation and some student came and see teacher is busy. He will wait random amount of time to be in a position to talk to that teacher. वो wait करेगा कि teacher free होगी, हम तब बात करेंगे. So it will wait for random amount of time. It will go somewhere. वापिस आएंगे देखेंगे teacher is busy. It will again go and again wait for random amount of time. So this is non-persistent. Suppose we can see this with some other examples. This is station A. This is non-persistent. Station B, station D. Right? So it is sensing. This is channel. Suppose A wants to transmit something like this. We can see through this diagram as well. It is written here. In non-persistent, what is happening? This is channel. The channel is busy. It has sense that channel is busy. it has waited for some time, random amount of time, suppose 5 seconds. Again check, again sense, oh, it's again busy. It will wait for random amount of time. Suppose it is 30 seconds of time. Then it has sensed, now the channel is free. Here at this point, data is transmitted. But if we closely look here, what exactly happened? The channel was busy for this amount of time, and for this wait period, the channel bandwidth was wasted because sense ही नहीं हुआ है दोबारा से. Next is performance of non-persistent. Random delays will reduce the probability of collisions. That is true, because two stations with data to be transmitted will wait for different amount of times. It is not compulsory that all the stations wait for same amount of time. But the major drawback is bandwidth is wasted because back of time or waited time is large. Next is one persistent method. One persistent CSMA is, it just avoid idle channel time. So what is happening? If the medium is idle, free hai agar, it will transmit immediately. It will transmit immediately. But if the medium is busy, it will continuously sense the medium. It will not go and wait for random amount of time. It will be continuously sensing and seeing that the channel is busy or free. What will happen? The moment the channel is free, that particular station will transmit the data. So there is no wastage of the bandwidth. As we can see from the diagram, the channel is busy, continuously sensing is going on, and the moment channel is free, data is transmitted. So this is one persistent. So performance of these one persistent stations are selfish because they are continuously monitoring the channel. If two or more stations at the same time sensing the channel, and the moment two stations see that, oh, the channel is free. Suppose this is channel, A is waiting here and B is waiting at same time, and they are sensing the channel. What will happen? The moment A and B station sees that the channel is free, what will happen? They will transmit the data. And what will happen? A has transmitted the data, B has also transmitted the data. It will collide with each other. Collision will definitely, guaranteed, it occurred. Definitely guaranteed. So we can see this from a different diagram also. This is my channel. The channel is busy. This channel is busy right now. This is my T. Continuously sensing is going here. Continuously sense कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे. Continuously sensing. Now, at this moment, when the channel is free, here sensing, sense कर रहे हैं. When the moment channel is free, station A, station B, both were sensing. They both were sensing the channel. And at this point, A and B both have simultaneously sent the data together. Collision will be there for sure. 100% collision will be there. Now, next is P persistent. P persistence is probability persistence. This is the safest method of all the methods. Time is divided into slots. For example, channel is busy, continuously sensing. It will have some time slot. It will wait for that time slot. After that time slot, that particular station will send the data. Again, time slot, time slot. Time slots will be provided here, and probability outcome does not allow transmission. If a time slot is given, only A is having this time slot. At that time, A can transmit. At this time, B can transmit. What will happen? Transmit with probability P, or it will wait for one time slot, which is having the probability 1 minus P, and then it will again repeat it to 1. It will again transmit with probability. This is the case of when the medium is idle, and if the medium is busy, it will continuously sense and repeat till the medium is idle. Now, this reduce the possibility of collisions like non-persistence, and it reduce the idle time like one persistence. So similar, we can say this is a perfect combination of non-persistent and one persistent, both. So these are the flow diagrams of one. It is continuously, see, channel is busy, it goes again, see, channel is busy till the channel is idle. Here it is waiting for random amount of time in non-persistent. Wastage is here. Here collision can happen. This is the perfect time. Channel is idle, then it will go with the probability outcome, wait for some slot. After that wait, it will see if the channel is busy, it will back off, otherwise it will send the data. So this is CSMA, Carrier Sense Multiple Access. Thank you.